All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Lang Trading Chat Room. It is April 24th, 2023. As always, it's going to go something like this. I'm going to start off and review the market bias, take a look at the SPY and the QQQ, determine which way we think these markets are going to head today. After that, I will review the favorites list on the right-hand side of the screen right here. We got long ideas in green. We got the short ideas in red. After we review that list, it will be time to start trading. As always, we will be practicing proper money management, following our trading plan. Not going to be risking too much too soon. Not going to be trying to get rich quick. None of that stuff. We're going to practice that money management. We're going to do it the right way, and we will get there slowly but surely. So, as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns throughout the stream, make sure you throw it up in the chat log. I will get right to it. And with that, let's get going on the markets, guys. So I got a pretty flat open this morning. Literally, I guess we're gapping down a little bit now. So we were up just slightly a little bit ago, but now we're pulling back just a little bit. So just a flat open. You can see we're still in this range that we've been in since the start of April. So haven't broken out of that. So just chop. We got a little bit of support below in this 410. You see we put some bottoming tails in. So you see the buyers were definitely stepping up here. So if I'm leaning one way, I am going to lean towards the bullish side. We have been kind of trending higher, putting in maybe a higher low right here. So leaning towards the bullish side, but not set on that just yet. Q's kind of same sort of thing. He kind of broke down under this 315 area, put some big bottoming tails. You see where buyers were stepping up, and now we got that flat open. So if we get up above yesterday's high at the 317 area, we could go for a little bit of a ride up to 320. Same on the SPY over the high from yesterday, maybe see 414 or so. So leaning towards the bullish side, but pretty neutral bias going into the day. We don't have any big news events that's going to shake up the market, so we should be good on that front. So yeah, just kind of a wait and see bias. We have a pretty even list, good stocks on both sides, some nice shorts, nice longs. So the first up is PPG. So this one, I really wish it was doing more volume. That's my one big issue with the PPG. It's not doing a lot of volume, but this gap is really nice. I mean, had a nice gap on Friday, pulled back pretty hard. Now it's completely gapping over that red bar. So we're going to be watching PPG. Hopefully this thing gets some volume in it early, and watch that thing over the 145 area. So next up we have KO, Coca-Cola. So this one's gapping up on earnings. Had a nice breakout right here. It's been on a pretty good bullish run. Now it's gapping up over these pivots right here. Should have room up to this next area of resistance for about the $65 mark. So keep an eye on the KO. I do like this one. It doesn't do a whole lot of range usually, so it might eat up some buying power and stuff, but doing good volume in the pre-market, so definitely keep an eye on the KO. Next up, we have Getty. I think it's like Getty Images. Yeah. So this one is a really nice gap. It's just low volume. You can see the average volume only does 300,000 shares. Pre-market volume is really nice. It's doing a lot of volume in the pre-market, but I'm just concerned it's going to be a little bit wild, a little bit whippy. See, I'm not for sure, but I think this may be one of those meme stocks. So it could just kind of chop around a little bit. So we'll see about it. I do like the gap quite a bit, though, so put it on the list. Definitely worth watching. So keep an eye on the Yeti. Next up, for a short idea, we have MU. So Micron Technology gapping under a nice green bar. What I don't like is the support right there. What I had that line at, right at that 50 moving average on the daily, the 200 on the hourly. So that is definitely going to be an area of support right in that $59 spot. When we get under there, I like it a lot. Should have easy room down to about 57. So keep an eye on the Micron under $59. Next up, we have SMCI. This is Super Microcomputer. Gapping under two bottoming tail pivots. Looking really good. Has a nice void down to about $88. So really nothing holding this thing back. So keep an eye on this SMCI. I really like it. Probably one of my favorite short ideas. Honestly, this thing is doing good volume in the pre-market. It's got a really nice void, nice gap, not extended. So watch this one for a nice short play lower. Next up, we have AMD. So AMD is just kind of a flat open, but if it gets under that low from Friday, it has some room to drop. It's been on a bit of a downtrend here as well, so keep that trend going. Get a little breakdown on this hourly chart. See if we can run it down to the I don't know $84, $85 area. So definitely keep an eye on the AMD short. Next up, we have MDT, so Medtronic. So this one's gapping up over a pretty big topping tail. Looks like it was just a kind of a big topping tail right at the end of the day from Friday. So it is getting up over these pivots to the left here as well, though. So it's clearing a lot of resistance into a void. Maybe a little bit of a hiccup right here at this pivot at $89. But for all intents and purposes, this is in a clear void in a decent trend, kind of stage one in that early stage two trend. So keep an eye on the MDT over this $88 area. Next up, we have Amazon. So Amazon gapped up on Friday, just chopped around right at the 200 period moving average. Kind of no surprise there, really. I mean, the 200 is always going to act as some sort of resistance. So chopped around there, gapping up a little bit. If we get over that high from Friday, I do like it quite a bit. It has a nice void. If it does do that, it will probably be leading the whole markets up. So look for the relative strength on Amazon and look for it over that 108 area. So next up, we have AI. So AI is gapping down. I'm not a huge fan of this just because it is gapping into this flat 200 period moving average. So kind of like on Amazon, how Amazon gapped up under it, I think the AI could kind of do the same thing, gapping down, kind of just chops around at that 200 period moving average, doesn't really get any solid move lower, but nonetheless, nice gap, gapping under multiple pivots. If it gets going under that $1750 area, I do like it. Has range, has a lot of range. Average range ratio is pretty ridiculous, so this thing can do big days. So definitely keep an eye on the AI. Last but not least on the list is Stellantis. So this is definitely an ADR. I was very hesitant to put this on my list. Where's this out of? Yeah, the Netherlands. So I mean, you can see how this chart just doesn't look as good as some of these other ones. It's very spotty, dotty, kind of gapping everywhere, narrow range bars. So might be a little bit difficult to trade this STLA. Kind of a backup idea, but nonetheless, it had a really nice gapping under multiple pivots, multiple green bars. So into a void. So I figured it was worth having on the list, but yeah, kind of a backup idea on the STLA. I'm going to be looking to replace it potentially. We'll see how it does. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to start the day with it on my list, but I might be taking it off there pretty quickly here. So I do like this FSLR. This is a pretty nice gap I found late in the day. So keep an eye on that one as well. I don't have too many backups on the long side. Just this Pepsi, which is gapping up because Coke's gapping up. So this one's gapping up on low volume, but still worth a watch on the beverage sector. So yeah, that is the list. We got about 45 seconds until the market opens. So as always, you guys have any stocks, cryptos, ETFs, whatever it may be you want looked at, reviewed, make sure you throw it up in the chat log. I will get right on it. And yeah, let's get ready to trade, guys. Should be a good day, good week. Well, maybe we'll get a breakout this week. Maybe we'll get out of this sloppy range we've been in all of April. So we'll see, guys. All we can do is follow our plan, follow our rules, and let the market do the rest, you know? So here we go. Market is about to open. All right, market is open. We're off to see the wizard. All right. So right off the bat, SPY's moving on up a little bit. AMD, guys, AMD's putting a big red bar right off the open. So watch this one short. I like it. I like it under this area quite a bit, actually. It was basing up right at that 50 period moving average. Now it's kind of trying to break down. So keep an eye on that AMD short. AMD short. Don't see much happening on the longs. This PPG, I need PPG to get volume in it. So yeah, it's not doing that right now. Just 1,000 shares. So yeah, we need more on PPG. Coke is looking higher on really strong volume. So guys, watch the KO. Watch KO. I don't want to see it do too much more right here because of range concerns, but I do really like that strength. So keep an eye on the KO. Getty is kind of chopping around, hit that resistance at 822, and now pulling back. So we can watch it over that spot resistance right there. MU's moving up a little bit. SMCI as well. So guys, AMD is one of my favorite ideas. This is looking like a really good short. AMD, keep an eye on it. Guys, MDT is very strong as well. So MDT higher, AMD lower. Amazon's kind of chopping around. It looks good though. I do like where it's at. Probably won't be taking it over high of the day, but I will keep an eye on the Amazon. AI is moving down. Stella's just chopping around. So I'm gonna watch the MDT, AMD, and Amazon. This is my top. Actually, Amazon's pulling in pretty good right here. So we'll watch Amazon if it gets right back up to 108. Man, look at this thing chopping around, just chopping around. We'll see if it gets all the way back up, but nothing to do with it right here, guys. MDT, I'll tell them right here. So watch MDT for a move over high of the day. I need it to chop around. I'm not getting in right here, but if it chops around like it's doing right now, get in with like a 75-cent stop loss. A little bit of a range concern, but I mean the volume is stellar. It's looking really good. It has a nice void higher, so definitely keep an eye on that MDT. You need a little bit of a wider stop now. It's pulling in here, but I'll watch it still. KO as well. Guys, KO is actually looking pretty interesting right here. Pretty interesting on KO. 1 minute, be low of the day by high of the day. Or high of the day by low of the day, my bad. High of the day by low of the day on Coca-Cola. Watch it, guys. Watch it very closely. I might be getting an order ready for this, actually. Spies kind of pulling in a little bit. Qs are looking a little weak. So, yeah, guys, watch this KO. I'm thinking about 64.99 by low of the day, 64.60. Yeah, 39-cent stop loss. Gonna need 65. All right. Yeah, guys, watch the KO. I am about to get an order ready on this thing. Let me give it a few pennies here. All right, market's kind of moving up. How you doing, Casey? How you doing today? Another day, another dollar, right? All right, guys. KO, 64.99 by 64.60. KO. $64.99 by 64.60. 1 minute breakout. Watch it. Order is in there. All right. PPG's pulling in a little bit. Got the order on KO. Getty's gonna be tough. I'm not a big fan of this one. I really wasn't in the pre-market, but the gap was so nice, I felt like I had to. So MU higher, SMCI higher, AMD with a big old bottoming tail, MDT with a big old topping tail. Ooh, guys, Amazon. Shoo, sheesh. Might have missed this Amazon. I was watching the KO. Guys, Amazon. I like it a lot. This would have been a pretty aggressive entry right at 108. I mean, it was a nice bear sandwich, but I don't think that was a miss just yet. So, yeah, watch Amazon, guys. Top watch Amazon. Amazon. I need to put this on my thumbnail watch list. Keep an eye on that thing, guys. Amazon AI is not looking great. Stella's chopping around. So yeah, watch Amazon very closely. Still got an order in on the KO. Still got my order in here. I'm not gonna leave this order in forever. If this thing doesn't trigger real soon, then I'm probably gonna cancel it. Okay, just letting you guys know. I need a trigger on KO soon. Markets are really just kind of chopping around so far, no clear direction. Qs are ripping higher, so it's probably led by Amazon. So guys, we're gonna want to get. I need to find a way into Amazon. I need to find a way into Amazon. I think this thing is gonna rip today. Amazon's gonna be a beast today, and I need to find a way in. So looking at a high of the day right now, I will most definitely look. A pullback buy setup would be like textbook right here. This thing's pulled back to that resistance area. That will be textbook, right at 50% retracement, right at support. So that I'd love to see that, but if I don't get the buy setup, I will look at a breakout over high today. So give me some sort of correction, whether it's a time correction or a price correction. Either way, I'm getting in on a correction via Amazon, or getting in on Amazon via a correction. Amazon to I literally think Amazon could get to 114 today. Honestly, like this thing has the room to run. It has the legs, volume, all of it. So it could see 114 today, and if it doesn't see it today, I think it could get there very soon. Maybe before earnings. Honestly, it could run up into earnings. We only have 3 days until then, but yeah, keep an eye on that, guys. KO. I'm gonna cancel this. Well, I'm getting real close to canceling that KO. Very close to canceling the Coca-Cola. You see some of these other short ideas. Yeah, guys, cancel KO. It hasn't broken the stop loss just yet. If it bounces all the way back up and engulfs, that's actually kind of bullish, but we'll wait and see on that. We're probably most likely going to cancel KO here very soon. Amazon, just no quit in it, keeps going higher. And 1, 2, C. Okay, guys, cancel KO. Cancel KO. Cancel Coca-Cola. Don't see much else other than the Amazon. Amazon's definitely my top watch. A lot of these all the short trades are actually going higher right now, so not looking good on that end. MDT's real choppy, kind of hanging out. You can watch it over high of the day, over that 89.50, but it does have a bit of a range concern, so be mindful of that. God damn, Amazon's just not going to quit, is it? This thing's in beast mode right now. So let me check my one backup long. Pepsi pulling in worse than Coke. No surprise there. All right. So markets are looking a little bit higher here, guys. They're trying to move up. We get over this high from yesterday or from Friday on both indices. We got some room to run. So I'm definitely leaning towards the long side right now. Really, the only long trade. I'm watching MDT. Keep an eye on it, I suppose. But Amazon's really the one I want. I really, really, really want to find a way into Amazon. Just all I need, like I said, all I need is a correction, whether it be via price or time. I don't care. I just need some sort of correction. This thing is way too extended to just be buying over high of the day right here. Way too extended. Needs a little bit of a rest. You see on this 5 minutes, just two big green bars up, 1 minute's up here. So keep an eye on Amazon. No need to rush into these things. Just let that trade come to you. Coca-Cola. Guys, we can still watch Coke. It's going to need to clean itself up, though. It's getting pretty sloppy right here. So if it chops around a little bit, gives us a better, maybe a little pivot right here before breaking out over 65, I like it. So watch KO still. Yeah, like I said, I don't like any of my short ideas. Markets are moving up, so definitely just going to be looking for some sort of long entry. Probably I want something on Amazon. Like I said, this is the spot I want to be. We check the other fat man stocks here. Microsoft's higher, Tesla's higher, Nvidia, None of them are in a great void, but they're all looking a little bit higher. So yeah, definitely leaning towards the long side. You're watching the AI, right? Yeah, AI is bouncing. It's kind of what I was worried about. It's right at that 200 period moving average, so it's moving on up at the moment. And okay, I didn't even realize this, guys. AI is hard to borrow as well. So not even if I wanted to trade short, I'm not going to be able to get shares of that. So that's actually kind of a bummer. Didn't even realize I didn't even pay attention to it this morning. But yeah, so AI is probably not going to be shorted just because it is hard to borrow. Any other backup short ideas looking good? Zim is hard to borrow as well. Guys, FSLR. I'm gonna throw this on my list actually. Get rid of AI. FSLR is not a bad idea. Already at range though, so be mindful of that. Like I said, I'm looking to the long side right now. I'm looking long. I want to get into Amazon. Bad. I want this thing. I'm thinking about getting in over high of the day actually. Give it like a 75-cent stop loss. I'm looking at Amazon right now, guys. Trying to find an entry. I don't want to be too aggressive with this thing, but also I do not want to sit back and let it pass me on by. Because these markets are definitely moving on up. Amazon's leading the charge into a nice void, great volume. So yeah, watch the Amazon. Honestly, I love what it's doing right here. Just chop around for however long you need to, Amazon. Just chop around. It says 75-cent stops, a little bit intriguing right now. It's a very sloppy breakout, so I'm going to be patient, but keep an eye on it. You're watching NEOG, Casey. NEOG. I don't know if I've ever traded this stock. Health Tech. It's in a bit of a downtrend right here. You can see in the daily chart. So if it breaks out of this downtrend, yeah, getting into 1737. So right here, stop loss 1650. A little bit tight on the stop loss, but not too bad. Maybe looking at hourly chart, got a little bit of a shelf there. Target up in the $19 area. So target's in a good spot. Next area of resistance. But yeah, you still got all these moving averages to deal with, and you still are. I mean, you're trending higher, higher low, higher high, higher low right here. So if it breaks this trend line, it should have a nice move up to 19. So yeah, it's not a bad idea at all. And it's a good sector. The health sector's been pretty solid recently. So yeah, not a bad little trade on that NEOG. Guys, Amazon. Looking at high of the day with a 75-cent stop. High of the day with a 75-cent stop. You're going to need just under that 110 area, so that's nice. Alright, give this thing a little bit of room here. Alright, guys. I'm looking at this Amazon. Good morning, Farhad. How are you doing, man? How are you doing today? I really don't want to rush into Amazon. This breakout's not that good. And this is on a 1-minute chart, so I need to be switching to the 5 here in about 10 seconds. So I'm gonna hold off on the Amazon for just for now. Switching over to the 1-minute or the 5-minute. I mean, got the order ready. Not in there just yet. What is this? Wait, 46. That's what it was. All right, guys. Now, okay, I'm putting my order in on Amazon at this point. Now it's retesting that high of the day. I'm in there. Amazon 109.21 by 108.46. Amazon. So we are going to be, we're in the Amazon. We are in Amazon. All right. So yeah, guys, I mean, this is the strongest stock in the market. It's got a great void. It's doing great range or great volume. SPY and Q has room to run. My one concern is that it's a little bit extended on this 5 minute. The 1 minute looks pretty good. 1 minute breakout looks solid, but 5 minutes a little bit extended. So we have a pretty good stop loss. So I'm going to actually, I'm not going to raise this just yet here. I'm gonna leave the stop. Actually, I'm gonna raise it. Where we at? 108.60, 108.55. All right, there you go. Raise that stop loss just a little bit on Amazon, just so we're not getting a full stop if it ends up rolling over. All right, so I don't see anything else really. PPG rolled over. Coca-Cola rolled. Getty's tough. MU is supposed to be short, looking long. Guys, AMD still looks good short. AMD's looking good. Still a lot of range left. It needs to get under that bottoming tail, but if it does, I like it. So watch the AMD, or yeah, AMD short. MDT still kind of chopping around here. What's this 1 minute looking like? 1 minute, it's a decent wedge forming. You can see on the 5 minute as well. All right. So yeah, watch the MDT, FSLR. Man, this first 5 minute bar wasn't such a wide range bar. I would say this looks good short, but now it's coming into support, and it's pretty extended, so we'll be patient on that. Stella's looking choppy, so let's check some of these back up ideas real fast. All the shorts are going higher, so all right. That is the list. Pet is the only one. Yeah. All right. So just in the Amazon, not really watching anything else either. AMD short, but really just watching this, just managing out this Amazon trade at the moment. So, I mean, this 5 minutes looking better. It's looking a lot better. So hopefully it doesn't pull back too much. Holds this support area before it ends up breaking out. So SPY and Q's kind of pulling in a little bit. This is kind of the correction we needed though. We were up a couple bars in a row, so no concern just yet on the Amazon or the SPY or any of that stuff. So still looking pretty solid here. I did rush in, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to make a note of it how I rushed into this Amazon trade. Had a little bit of FOMO. 1 minute was mediocre at best, but again, the relative strength was stellar. I loved the void. Everything else was good except for the pattern. The pattern just wasn't quite there, so I didn't have that patience to wait for a full pattern. So hopefully it doesn't bite me, but looking pretty decent at the moment. A couple more minutes here. This 5 minutes going to complete. Get a little bit of engulfing bar back up. So let me check out this DKNG for you, Casey. We're going to DKNG 22. So we're getting in right up here. So it is breaking out. Almost in that early. It is a stage 2, very early stage 2. We're looking good. So 22 stop loss at 21. A little bit tight on the stop loss. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, it does have the support there at 2150, but I guess 21 is not a bad spot. 21, especially just under 20, 2095. That should be all right. And it could. I'm worried about a pullback for you, Casey. See the 50% retracement all the way down in that $20 area. So I mean, a pullback to 21 isn't a super deep retracement. getting to 24. I think 24 is a good spot for the target, right in this next area of resistance. So not a bad trade. It's just it is a little bit extended up, so a pullback wouldn't be a big surprise, guys. Oh, son of a bitch! All right, there's Amazon stop. Son of a gun. All right, so Amazon stop, pull back. This is what I was worried about. This was a little bit too extended. Should have been patient here. Should have been more patient. It bit me. Son of a gun. All right, so that was that's like a 0.9 R stop. That's not a great one either. So still watching the Amazon higher. Just got tagged out of it, so it is what it is. But like I said, I still do like that thing higher. I don't see anything else that looks good really at all. Yeah, MU, nothing. We can watch the MDT, I suppose. MDT, it's looking really, it's struggling right now. Pretty good. I'm gonna keep an eye on MDT, but it is struggling. So, man, that Amazon's gonna be a dog, and this thing's gonna tag me out. Just barely tag. Man, my original stop was at 46. It went to 47. You gotta be kidding me. Whew. Guys, I might be getting in with the exact same parameters on Amazon. I might get in with the exact same parameters on Amazon. Keep an eye on that thing. Man, just barely tagged me out. You're kidding me. Wow, that's impressive. My original stop was at 46. It literally went to 47. I moved my stop up to get a little bit of a protection there, and it just barely tagged me out. So that's tough. Like, you know what? Like I said, I still like it. Still has a lot of range left, so not taking it off the list. We're gonna watch it. SPY looks higher. Qs are pulling in a little bit more, but still looking good on the long side. So yeah, MDT is gonna be tough to trade right here. Just getting a little bit sloppy. I mean, you can watch it maybe over the 88, 80 area right up here, but probably be better to get in over 89. Probably be a lot safer to get in over 89. Like I said, I'm still watching Amazon. I still like this one a lot. Exact same parameters, 75-cent stop. Exact same parameters on Amazon. Watch it. Watch it. Otherwise, yeah, like I said, I don't see a whole lot else. I'm not seeing much else, so I'm gonna get an order ready on this Amazon, guys. Like I said, this thing looks good, especially on the 5 minute. This is why I should have been patient. This is why I was afraid I wasn't gonna get the pattern like this, but here we are with a nice pattern. So I'm getting an order ready here. 921, 108.46. Same exact order. Got 13 of them. All right. So got an order ready on the Amazon. At least it came down and actually did hit what motivated my stop loss. So I would have probably got a full stop if I didn't raise it up a little bit. So this wasn't a bad thing there. But yeah, keep an eye on this Amazon. Maybe argue getting in the buy setup here over like 108.89 because that same 75-cent stop gives you a lot more protection there. As I'm actually considering this here. But this actually is technically not a buy setup. If this bar completes itself, one like right here, and honestly, even if the peekaboo is a little bit lower, we'll be watching that. It's another 75-cent stop loss. And yeah, watch Amazon for a buy setup, actually. Watch Amazon for a buy setup right here. We got another 4 minutes before it completes, but if it does, I like it. 108.77. Probably don't even need to give it. What am I doing? Probably could just give it like a 50-cent stop loss. Probably be safe there. Let's see. You probably give it 50 cents. I'd probably give it a little bit more, maybe 60, 65. Yeah, I'd probably go with the 60-cent stop loss on it. Well, it's going to go right here, though. It's not going to give us a chance, it looks like. So might just have to wait for that high of the day pattern. But keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. We got another 3 minutes here. If this thing doesn't get above the 108.89 area, then I'll be looking for that buy setup. Oh, Casey, I'm going to look at that. I'll look at that trade in just a couple minutes. I want to keep my eyes glued to Amazon. I do not want to be missing this thing. The markets are still chopping around, looking like they want to go higher, putting in a little correction via price, or time, I mean. So, yeah, I'm probably going to give this about a 60 to 65 cent stop. If it settles down right here. So, all right, guys. Looking like it might actually give us an entry. We'll see. We will see. I'm not too confident on it right now, but looking like it might just chop around for another couple minutes, which is what we want to see. So 108.82. Probably give it. I still want that 60 to 70 cent stop loss. I'm gonna say 70 cents puts you right above the half number. So yeah, keep an eye on the Amazon. Amazon buy setup, 5 minute. Looking at it, watching it, waiting for it. Like I said, this is not a concern. Moving a little bit lower right here, not a big concern. We don't want to see it close and keep going lower. We want to see it engulf on this next 1 minute bar. So we might want to give it that. I'm probably going to give it that full 75 at this point. The way it's pulling back here, give it that 75. Once it pops up, we'll raise the stop to 50. So be about a third of an R risk here. So yeah, keep an eye on the Amazon over that 108.82 spot. Markets are pulling in a little bit here. Spine and Qs both hanging out. I think they're both looking higher over. I mean, Qs are pulling in a little bit more than the SPY, but this is still a choppy day, guys. We're still in this range, so still be mindful of that. Where's Amazon at? There it is. Guys, still watch AMD short as well. AMD still looks short under low of the day. All right, now I need to see a big old bottoming tail on Amazon. And we need this thing to get completely engulfed. At this point, would just use that full bar, the 65. Like I said, I'd probably give it a little bit more, 75, just so I'd be able to move my stop up. But I mean, honestly, it's pulling back to the exact area you are now. That's acting as support, so this is looking good actually. Amazon, watch it. Watch it. Otherwise, yeah, AMD, we can keep an eye on this one. All right, Casey, let me look at this trade for you real fast. Looks like I have a minute on Amazon. All right, Maxim. I never heard of this. Utilities, all right. Getting in 3150, so getting in right up here. We're high. This is not an all-time high, but into a pretty good void. So 31.50 stop loss, 30.30. So again, a little bit of a tight stop here. Yeah, you really don't have a whole lot of protection. And I feel like getting in under like 29.80 would be a lot safer. You got this whole shelf to deal with because if this thing pulls back a little bit, it might tag you out. But I mean, Amazon's really rolling over, so looking like the buy setup's probably not going to be there anymore. But target of 33. Yeah, 33 should not be an issue at all. It's right where this minor pivot is kind of there. So yeah, not a bad idea. Just a little bit tight on that stop loss, I think. My goodness, these markets are really rolling over today. Or right now, I guess. Not today, but rolling over. I don't really like any short, except for Amazon, or not Amazon, AMD. I do still like this AMD. It's just going to need to give us a pattern at low of the day. So keep an eye out for that. MDT's just chopping around still. And Amazon really rolled over, huh? Wow. Thought we'd get a little more strength out of this thing. It's still not done yet, so keep an eye on the Amazon. Going back a little bit hefty. A little bit deep on that retracement. FSLR, little sell setup forming. Kind of tempting, but then again, you consider where it's at on like support right down here at 200. How big of a day it's already had. I wouldn't be surprised if this put in the low of the day already. Stella's looking higher almost. So markets are pulling in pretty good. This MDT still chopping around. You might consider MDT over the. Again, that's pretty aggressive. You can watch MDT. It is showing good relative strength, so I like that. But otherwise, you're gonna need to get a better pattern out of this. You need to get a better pattern out of the MDT. I'm kind of upset with myself on this Amazon. I really did rush into this thing. This was just I bought right at high today. That was pretty ignorant of me, honestly. Just big ego trade. Wanted to come in on Monday and get a winner, and just should have waited for the pattern. Just should have waited. The 1 minute wasn't there. It was that was not a good trade. It is what it is. All right, AMD. AMD's probably top watch right now. You could do honestly, you could do low of the day by high of the day. You got AMD's got the range for low of the day by high of the day. The range for the target as well. You can go all the way down to 86. So what's this? We need $1.19. So you got range. Yeah, keep an eye on the AMD. Low of the day by high of the day. Watch it. Still got all the range it needs. KO's trying to find the bottom. Getting in that support area right there. MDT's moving on up. MDT's trying. All right, there it is. Here's that. I probably would consider an 89. Like a dollar stop loss. You need up to $90. You can watch it. Not my favorite idea. Getting in right over 88.70 is a little bit more aggressive. But it's just 1 minute. Yeah, I don't really love that. Alright, guys. So, really just, man, Amazon, this was impressively weak. I really expected a little more strength out of this thing. Broke out of that resistance, and I thought we were going to keep going. But it rolled all the way over. That's AMD's top watch right now. I like this AMD. What's NVIDIA doing? Same sector. Kind of rolling over. Not doing too much. Look at ACLX, Casey. HCLX. Check her out. Up quite a big move on this daily chart. You're going long on it. All right. Oh, it's an IPO, so high, all-time high right up here, getting in at 40.12, stop loss at 35.20. So yeah, this is another one where you might get tagged out on a pullback, right at that, just above the 50% retracement, but you do have this, what was resistance, probably gonna act as support right in that $34, $35 area. I mean, God, this is up quite a bit, so a pullback wouldn't be a huge surprise. Maybe it settles at 36 instead of going to 35, but you don't have a lot of protection here, and it is a little bit extended up. So as AMD is breaking down here, so now definitely watch the AMD. Man, these markets are just same markets, guys, same markets. I came to this week thinking maybe it'd be different. No, it's the same April markets we've had. So no, nothing to do there. So target 48. So yeah, this is a little bit extended there, but I mean it is an IPO. It does have some room to run, but guys, AMD. So yeah, keep an eye on this one. We can watch it for a sell setup now. It's moved down quite a bit. Maybe a little sell setup in the 87.80 area. Watch it. I don't see much else. KO kind of bouncing, but again, do you really trust it? Getty, MU. So AMD is the only short idea that I really like. Still watching this MDT, as I still am liking MDT a little bit here. It's trying to break out. It's getting it going right here, so you can keep an eye on MDT. I really don't like this pattern. A mid-level breakout with multiple pivots above. It's just not a super high odds of breakout right there. But you can watch it for a move up. Maybe it gives us another pattern. Amazon's impressively weak now. All the way past low of the day. What are some of these other stocks doing? Yeah, Apple's stronger than Amazon. Facebook's probably stronger. Yeah, Amazon showing good strength and just gave it all up. Gave it all up. All right, MDT, man. It's been tough to get a winner here lately. There's just not a lot of follow through on these stocks. It's been yet another pretty choppy day in the markets. Moving up, kind of, I mean, getting a little bit of a, maybe we'll get a higher low right here and a bounce. But, I mean, Qs, this is choppy. This is 100% retracement almost, damn near. Yeah, AMD is my top watcher. I really do like this void it has below. I'm not set on the markets going higher or lower, so it's kind of throwing a wrench in the AMD, but still keep an eye on this thing for maybe a sell setup or something. Watching the MDT too. I really like it. I want to see if it peekabooed over high of the day and gave us a buy setup right in this $88, $89 area. That'd be my favorite idea. Just chop around, go a little bit higher, pulls back. That would make me feel good. That'd make me feel good. Yeah, like I said, I am a little bit. I should not have been in this Amazon, especially on the 5 minute. That's just, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right. So, not a whole lot, man. This list got pretty ugly pretty quick, honestly. Pretty ugly pretty quickly. You can, I need Tesla to be under 160 before I'm shorting that. So, yeah. Not doing much with that right now. Maybe we get a pattern on this AMD. Still got an eye on the MDT. Like I said, I'm going to need to get in over 89 though. I'm not getting in under this spot. There's just a lot of sellers. This topping tail, indicates a lot of sellers. This one was once a full wide range green bar, and then it completely engulfed. All the sellers stepped up and said, no, we're bringing it back. Happened again right here. It was a green bar, sellers stepped up. Oh, so. And you guys got any trades open? Any day trades, swing trades, options trades, whatever it is? I don't have much to do right here. My list for day trading is pretty lackluster. Take a peek at some of these swing trades. Same thing. Monster triggered, looking good. Cert did not. So Monster, maybe this one will get it going. Volume, it's doing good volume for swing trading. It's not doing great volume for day trading. So maybe keep an eye on it, but not really. Man, Amazon is impressively weak. Like, gee whiz, man. How weak can you be? You're supposed to be a leader. It's almost 45 minutes into the day. Man, it feels like it's been like an hour and a half. Sheesh. Felt like a long morning. Getting shaken out of Amazon. Really, it's got me perturbed. It's not how you want to start the week. Alright. I'm watching AMD still. We're watching RRVM. Entry at 68.50, so you're getting in, not in there just yet. This is another one that's pretty extended. This looks to be an all-time high. You're up 3 wide range green bars in a row. You get a pullback. Honestly, yeah, right to that 50% retracement around the $63 area. Wouldn't be a big surprise. So your stop loss is, you got a good stop though. Stop at 57, so yeah, you should be all right there. So honestly, a pullback is probably what you want to see. And then Target though, Target's up there. Yeah, this Target's big. Who's this? Communications. So maybe it gets there. But that's a big target, man. I don't know how long you plan to hold this thing, but 30% move. Yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of price action like it. It's not gonna be a straight shooter. It's gonna bounce around, go higher, pull back, go higher, pull back. So yeah, it's holding the trend line pretty well at the moment. So yeah, if it bounces back to this trend line, not too bad, but yeah, you're gonna be in that one for a little while. You do have a safe stop though, so that's good. AMD is looking lower still, but just needs to give us a better pattern. I don't trust it with the pattern right now. As MDT still looking all right, still trying to do its thing. SPY is actually moving up a little bit. Put in a pretty big move, big topping tail, so showing a little bit of strength on the SPY. Looking like it wants to move higher maybe, but that doesn't really bode well for my list because none of my long ideas are looking good. None of my long ideas are worthwhile. MDT maybe. Otherwise, there's not anything really. Let's check some of these backups. GM's having a day. Same with Ford. Actually, guys, you can watch Ford over high of the day. Has the gap fill up to like 12.18. Keep an eye on this Ford. Like a 13-cent stop loss. So yeah, I'm gonna watch Ford, guys. Watch Ford. Exxon looks good as well. Shit, Exxon and Ford both. Keep an eye on these two. AMD continues lower. God, this market is looking a little bit weak though. Put in a big topping tail right at high of the day. Now it's kind of rolling over. So guys, keep an eye on this Ford 1203 by 1190. It's going to be 13-cent stop loss. 1216. Guys, watch Ford. Watch F Ford. Ford. And Exxon Mobil as well. Exxon needs rest, needs some sort of correction, but it is really strong. It did break out over resistance, so keep an eye on it. And the more this Ford chops around, the more I like it, honestly. Oof. Thinking about getting an order in there. I'm watching this 1 minute. Man, it's putting in a nice little breakout on that 1 minute chart. Give me another couple bars, maybe. I got the order ready. Right. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. Keeping on the Ford. Pulling in a little bit here. This is honestly what I want to see. Oh, so like I said, it should have this. Looking at this hourly, maybe 15-minute chart, has the gap fill up to 1220. So looking good in that regard. Keep an eye on old Ford boy. Old Ford Motors F. Another 2 minutes before this 5 minute bar. I really, really do want this 5 minute bar to complete. I might get in early. In fact, I mean, it's still a breakout with these two pivots right there. Above VWAP, good range. Markets I mean, they're choppy. They're really kind of indirectional right now. It could go higher or lower. I'm really not sold on either direction just yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that order in on Ford. I mean, everything else is there. I like it. So at 1203 by 1190. Like I said, I really would love it if it just chopped around for 1 more minute just to confirm this 5 minute breakout, 5 minute 3 bar play even. So I like it. There we go, in 60 seconds. Even if it triggers right here, though, it's really not a big deal. And this 1 minute looks really good. It's rested now. The moving average is retraced enough, so. All right. Markets are trying to move up, potentially. I mean, put in the high or low on the SPY. Trying to peekaboo maybe here. Qs might have found a bottom, double bottom. So, not bad. We got some ideas. We got some good ideas. All right, so we are in the Ford. We are in Ford. So, yep. There we have it. So it is up to the market's hands at this point. And I'm probably going to give this, what was that, 13-cent stop loss. So I'm going to raise the stop by a couple pennies. Just 2 cents. Just 2 pennies up. Now instead of 13, you're at 11. So yeah, 0.84 stop loss. That's not bad. And that 5 minute did end up completing. So it looks good. Looking good on the Ford. Good pattern. Good volume. Yeah, really good volume. Good range. Nice void up to the gap fill. The trend is not super great. It is kind of just in a sideways, sloppy trend. But like I said, up to that gap fill, I do like it. It has been strong, showing good strength. So we are in the Ford. Don't see a whole lot else. that I like. Yeah, it's going to be the longs are going short, the shorts are going long. AMD's chopping around. Just, I mean, this thing is still tradable, still has good range. It just needs to give us a better pattern. It looks ugly right now. So MDT, another one, a little bit tempting up here over high of the day, but like I said, I'd really like to get it over 89 before I'm into it. Really prefer it to be over 89. Amazon's trying to bounce right at that 200 period moving average. There it is. Let's see if we can hold. Still is just garbage. This thing looks like junk. Nothing to do with it. I'm getting it off my list, actually. All right, Ford, come on now. This is where you break out and just rip higher. ExxonMobil, another one that I still got my eye on. Still has a little bit of range left, about 20% of its range on XOM. So we get either a pullback or a buy setup, or I mean a buy setup or a breakout. I will definitely consider it. It's a dollar stop loss. That's doable. So yeah, watch the XOM. Dude, Farhad, you and me both. This market honestly is junk. This month of April has been so annoying. Look at it. Every single day we just chop around, man. There's no direction. The Q's is even worse. Like, this is just utterly choppy. I feel like this is one of the widest, like, longest sideways months we've had. I guess back in May of last year, same thing. Honestly, if I remember right, this is June actually, so yeah, I remember this was a kind of a rough patch for my trading last year, so no real surprise that I'm kind of struggling, man. This is not easy to trade. This market does kind of suck ass. Kind of blows, but you know what? As a trader, you got to be able to make money in every market. Like I said, sometimes making money is just as simple as not losing it. So I mean, we got to be able to manage these markets, good, bad, ugly. As traders, we got to manage them. All right, guys, getting a little bit of a pop on the Ford. So man, look at that 1 minute chart. That looks good. That's a nice 1 minute breakout. Oof. This is as long as it keeps going, man. This is a good 1 minute breakout. Moving on up, pulls back, puts in a higher low, and then just come right back to the high, retest it. Pulling in a little bit here, but I mean, like I said just now, even on the 5 minute. Nice 5 minute 3-bar play at resistance. So yeah, this is a solid trade on the Ford. One I'm not going to be upsetting myself about, that's for sure. Amazon, I really can't say the same. Amazon is one that I would like to have back. I rushed into this one early. It wasn't a great look, especially on the 5 minute. So this is one I would really like to have back. Ford, whatever happens on Ford, I'm okay with, honestly. Because like I said, this is a quality trade. So whatever happens, happens. It's up to the market at this point. Guys, look at the MDT. Ooh. Peekaboo right over that 89. 89. So now, over that 89.07 area, you can watch the MDT. About a dollar stop, so it's going to be a little bit wide. But yeah, watch MDT. Watch MDT higher. This resistance at right at 80, 88. So yeah, over 89. Doesn't look bad. Keep an eye on it. Markets are trying to go higher, I suppose. Not a ton of direction or indication. Look at this. The SPY doesn't look good. Over this high from like 413, we got room to run up to at least 413.50. So and it is grinding up higher, making a little bit higher high, higher low. So if we break out over 413, we could get a nice move up. It's kind of what I'm banking on, expecting out of this market right now. Struggling to get there at the moment. Qs, same thing, except the Qs are a lot weaker. They pulled back quite a bit. But over this 417.50 area, it could run. I mean, Qs are not a lot weaker, but definitely weaker than the SPY. Definitely a little bit weaker than the SPY there. Man, Ford's just chopping around still. So, man, that thing popped up, got engulfed on big volume. A little bit concerning there. Considering raising the stop up a little bit even. Right under VWAP like 11. I'll probably go 11.93. Give it the 10-cent stop loss. What would that be? Yeah, the 10-cent stop loss would be right in the average loss that I kind of need, or not need, but aim for. What's some other ones doing? Is Apple doing anything yet? No. Chopping around. And Apple actually over this 165.50 area. No, I mean, you got junk. But I mean, you see what I'm looking at, this kind of mid-level breakout. Very aggressive, but it's kind of there. W. I mean, I hope Ford's a W. That'd be sick. WWY, WQ, WYO. Not sure what that's supposed to mean, Neo, but I like the first message, the W part. We'll hope that it ends up being a W. But right now, it's looking a little bit fishy, a little bit suspect on the Ford. Guys, I do like MDT still. I do like some MDT. Give it probably a 90-cent stop loss, so you'd be at target just before that whole number at $90. So 89.07, 88.17. Probably where you want to be. You don't want to be right at the whole number. So just below it would be a good spot. So watch the MDT over that $89 spot. Markets are trying to move up, trying their heart out. Watch MDT. That's about all I got right now for you. All I got right now is MDT. Ford still hanging out. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and raise this stop up by just another penny. There's no one more penny on the Ford. Slightly more protected there. We're watching MDT. Is it Medtronic, right? Medtronic PLC. Right, well, like I said, I don't see myself taking anything. Maybe MDT or XOM. These are the only two things that I really like. So everything else on the list is really struggling. Spies trying to get over high of the day. Looking good to get up there. Qs struggling a little bit. Yeah, PPGs lower. KO. Ugh. Okay, all these ideas, honestly, guys, are very just mediocre. Maybe you can watch AMD on a sell setup, I suppose. It's not the cleanest sell setup though. So I'd probably wait for 87.68. Probably even, I don't know, probably give it $1 stop loss. Give it the high of the day, honestly. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea giving it high of the day stop. So yeah, watch the AMD short potentially. MDT, keep an eye on it. I don't see much else. Ford's finally trying to get it going. maybe we'll finally get a move up here. If we get up over high of the day, I'm probably going to raise my stop just a little bit more, like 1195 ish. So it's trying its heart out. Not too much avail, but it's trying. AMD's moving down here. This was a sloppy buy. I'm really not a fan of this. All these bottoming tails here. Not a huge fan of that sell setup. I mean, you could have got in with a dollar stop loss, so you have a real wide stop, but still, it's a little bit sloppy. Traced in a good spot, right to VWAP. Like I said, you can still watch AMD under. It has a lot of range left, over $2 of range left. So again, if it bases up at low of the day, you got plenty of range on that thing. Plenty of range. You're watching WWE, KT? This thing's been on a tear recently. You're getting in at 110, so right up here, stop loss at 93. So you're giving it all the room. So you're gonna need a wide target on this. Target of 143. My Atlanta. Yeah, this is almost an investment at this point. Because yeah, this thing is pretty extended. Nope. Most likely gonna pull back. So you're probably gonna get a chance for a better entry. But yeah, you might be in this thing for a while. It's already up quite a bit, so yeah, be mindful of how big of a move. It's already, I mean, past week it's been up 25%. You need it to go another 30. So you're asking, this thing just ran a marathon. You're asking it to do it again. You see how that could be an issue? See how this thing could be a little bit tired? I mean, you got a wide stop, so you might be in it for quite some time here. I mean, definitely a strong stock. Definitely got some strength, that's for sure. Man, Ford's really just chopping around, isn't it? This thing's chopping around like a dog. You needed to get over that high of the day. But markets were looking higher for just a second. Now they're pulling back. Try to get over 413, couldn't do it. We'll stay patient. I'll probably be on here for another 10 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything, make sure you get them out there. Pretty lackluster day today. Yeah, it's been an April trading day, that's for sure. It's been very April-like. I mean, if I take away this Amazon trade, if I didn't jump into that early as shit, then I think we'd be doing pretty good today, actually. Like I said, I really do like this Ford trade. I think it was good. I have no issues with it. And then I don't think we've missed anything else on the list. I don't think anything else was worthwhile. You could have argued to get an AMD sell setup, but even that's very aggressive. So I'm happy with my trading, other than that Amazon trade early. So MDT's pulling in a little bit here. Hasn't really broken the VWAP though, so it's holding that. That's good. Like I said, be about a 90-cent stop loss on that, on the MDT, so you can keep an eye on it. Man, markets are really rolling over right here. Qs are nearing the low of the day. SPY is looking like it might break support at 412.40. Could be in for a move lower right now. Again, I don't like any of my short trades, short ideas. AMD, like I've been saying it, you can watch under low of the day. So consider AMD under low of the day, but otherwise, none of the shorts are looking great. Yeah. Man, then again, I'm not sold on this market, guys. Either direction. either direction right now. I feel better about the long side, but yeah, I don't know. If we break down, it's just going to be more chop. Look at all this junk we have here on the 15. We got moving averages, we got supports, we got whole numbers, we got every type of support that there can be. We basically have on the SPY going lower. Over high today, we have a pretty nice void up to the next 413.50 spot. So I mean, it's just kind of pick your poison, kind of. I don't know. Like I said though, oh, man, I really wish this market would just actually pick a direction and go there. It's just so frustrating. Like the void is definitely higher. It said, you know what, that looks too easy. It looks too easy to go higher. I'm going lower into all the junk, all the congestion, make you guys really second guess what I'm doing. And it's doing a good job of it, man. It's making me. I don't know. Another tough day of trading. Look at this. We're getting a $1.13 range. Really just chopping around all morning. Really just impressive chop again, guys. I don't know how we keep doing it. I really don't. AMD just peekabooed lower again. This thing would have been a decent start there. Still watching the MDT. Showing good relative strength now, so I do like that. So if this market ends up finding a bottom and moving up, this does look like a good spot to be. I'm saying with Exxon, but Exxon a little more aggressive. 50-55 cent stop loss. So we need just under that 118.50 mark. Oh, man, we're getting some big red bars with the SPY Qs. Pretty wide range reds. Making for a choppier market than we already had. Gee whiz, man, this is just gruesome. Just gruesome on the SPY Qs, man. I mean, Ford's actually doing a pretty decent job considering how weak the markets have been in the last 10 minutes. This thing's really holding up pretty well. I do like that. Still not feeling too warm and fuzzy about it, though. Still not feeling super good. Yeah. Considering this MDT, this is what I'm saying. Oh my goodness, I don't know. This market's so weak right now. This market is very, very weak. We didn't have a news report or anything, did we? 9:30. Dallas Fed. I mean, that doesn't shake up the market really. Forecast. I mean, I guess it was a lot lower than the forecast, so maybe that hurt it. Yeah, otherwise, guys, this might be it for me. Might just have to call it a day here. Might just end up calling it a day. 2 trades, one on Amazon. Like I said, I would really like to have that one back. That was a Monday morning ego FOMO type trade. Should not have been in this thing, man. Gee, we really bought the high of the day. That was just, oof, not a good trade. Not a good trade, but nonetheless, took a good trade on Ford. Like I said, looking all right, I suppose. Not super confident, but considering what the market's doing, I do like what it's doing. So, got some strength there. And kind of watching this MDT, but this thing's getting worse and worse, guys. It's choppy. So, oh man. Yeah, but I'm going to be calling it a day here in just a couple minutes. So, unless you guys have any last minute questions or comments, I will be doing that. So, man, just another impressively choppy day, and it's fine. Just chop, slop. Q's been weak. The list was really not good. Really just not good. I feel like I've been saying that quite a bit this month, but I mean, we've had so many inside days or just chop days where that's kind of what happens whenever you have a choppy inside day. There's not a lot to trade. There's not a lot of direction. There's not a whole lot of opportunity. So, been making the most with what we got. Like I said, Ford's actually doing a decent job considering what the market's doing, considering how weak it's been. I'm feeling pretty good on Ford. Not feeling good on it, but I'm feeling definitely better than Amazon. All right, guys. It's almost 9:40, 10:45, whatever, so I am probably going to call it a day here. I'm going to manage the Ford out per my plan. Hopefully this thing pivots and goes higher, gives me a chance to raise the stop loss, but if not the end of the world. Shouldn't be more than what is this? I think like a 75-cent stop loss. Or 75, yeah. So about 0.77 R on the risk for Ford. So even if it tags us out, it shouldn't be the world's worst stop. So it might be down like an R and a half today with the Amazon and the Ford. MDT is kind of tempting still. May consider getting into this one before the 11 o'clock hour, but at the moment, I'm just going to hold off. Watch. Oh man, look at Ford, you dirty dog. So Ford's pulling in pretty good right here, guys. God, the markets are just. This was unexpected, honestly. Like I thought maybe we pull back, but a complete sell-off. That's just out of the blue. You can't predict that type of shit. You can't predict that. That was just nasty sell-off in the markets. Yeah, maybe we'll get a bounce on Ford right here, but not looking too hot to trot on there. But all right. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it a day. Like I said, I'll manage Ford out. I'll update you guys in the Discord. If you have any questions or comments or anything that you want answered that you didn't want to ask on the stream, just shoot me an email. So my email's down there, jlang@langtrading.com. So shoot me an email. I'll get back to you probably by the end of the day. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We will be live tomorrow morning, same time, 9:20 Eastern time. So make sure you come on in, check it out, say what's up. So until then, take care, guys. Best of luck to you.